All right, Shalom. Call Allah Yahweh Bashim Al Shai. Double honors be to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Yahweh Bashim Al Shai Barak Thumb to the hopefully elect. All right. So basically, man, as things continue to spiral out of control. All right, because this place of America, that's exactly where it's heading. All right. You know, um, circling the drain, right? But basically, like I said, as things continue to head for the not so good, you know, because it's prophesied that you're gonna have more and more protests, more and more riots, and things of that nature. All right, and eventually it's going to get to a point where martial law is going to be in full effect. All right, because supposedly things are going to just get to a point where it's just things are uncontrollable. All right, because like you have throughout this year you've had many protests and riots, and as it intensified you see how pretty much more and more, and it's more so Jake, all right, pretty much chasing off and running these local law enforcement agencies off the block and things of that nature. Precincts have been destroyed and set on fire, set ablaze, and things of that nature. All right, which that's all set up because again, the elites they want to they want the excuse to come in with their martial law troops and things of that nature. All right. So again, you're going to have more and more. These things are going to intensify dealing with these riots and these protests. All right. That video I just played. Pretty much the mayor out there in Portland. All right. As the title here says, it says Portland mayor authorizes police to use lawful means to end new autonomous zone. Right. Because again, being that supposedly there's a surge in the COVID cases, all right, which means more lockdowns and restrictions and draconian measures that need to be put in place to supposedly stop the the 457 Slovakia. But supposedly there's they got more and more restrictions and got to go back on lockdown to stop the spread of the virus, right? Which, for the most part, people, man, because here it is, this whole year, man, like I said, it's been hectic and, there's something that they call the people are fatigued, right? People are tired of wearing masks and, not having the comfortable life that they used to have prior to this pandemic. All right. So again, because the people are tired, and more and more are they going to start becoming restless. All right. Because again, not only are they going to, enforce, more lockdowns, but they're going to get more strict with it, like ridiculous things. Because, there's articles that have come out about how, you got to have a face mask in your home, when you're intimate with your partner, you got to have the face mask and all these other, ridiculous nonsense things. But again, because people, man, eventually they're just going to get to a point where they're going to say the hell with it, man. And again, this is why when you read in 2nd Ezra 15 chapter, all right, these seditions among men, all right, people are going to start saying the hell with what the government says, like what they're doing now with the whole lockdowns or shutdowns, all right. You got restaurant owners getting arrested because they gotta operate at certain capacities and they can't serve alcohol and all type of rules and restrictions. And again, these people, they're not with it. These restaurant owners and things of that nature, they're not with it. All right, they're bucking up. So, again, and I got this video here because when, what's going on out there in California, I play some of this.
Tonight in California, as COVID cases skyrocket and open ICU beds drop to critically low levels, a new lockdown has been triggered for 33 million people. Implementing the nation's toughest restrictions, the new mandates prohibit any mixing of households, even for a walk outside. Retail businesses, including pharmacies, must cap capacity at 20%.
They didn't have any toilet paper. They were out of bottled waters.
Amid the frenzy to buy basics, hair and nail salons are also forced to shutter again. But at least 7 county sheriffs say they won't enforce the new mandates.
The Riverside County Sheriff's Department will not be blackmailed, bullied, or used as muscle against Riverside County residents.
And now, with more businesses closed, in California recording a record 34,000 infections in a single day, leading authorities are relaying mixed messages over the state's lockdown.
When you have the challenge to the healthcare system, you've got to do something like that.
I think we could be causing a lot more harm by overly restrictive recommendations.
As division grows deeper in New York, indoor dining could be rolled back, while today Michigan extended their restrictions. Officials now warning the next holiday surge could be worse.
And then you have another celebration on New Year's. That extends that vulnerable period by 2 or 3 times what you do in Thanksgiving.
In Massachusetts, a field hospital ready to serve more than 200 COVID patients is now up and running. But as cases reach a record high nationwide, staff is running critically low.
We can make space. We can't make critical care nurses.
Tonight, the fight against COVID.
So again, basically, like I said, being that, these lockdown restrictions and things of that nature is actually causing more harm than good. All right. A lot of these people, man, they're not with the whole lockdowns and serving at a certain capacity and things of that nature. They're not with it. And you even got some local law enforcement agencies like the sheriff here, is like I played in this video, and as well as other law enforcement agencies, they're not there because, like with Thanksgiving, they wanted I don't know if it was here in the States or other places, but basically they wanted to come for the holidays because they know that people are gonna come from come together during the holidays, which they're advising people not to for the holidays, not to come together, not to have these small gatherings and things of that nature, all right, for the holidays. But they know people aren't going to be with it, so they were saying something along the lines of having people come door to door, checking, pretty much checking to see if people having large gatherings and things of that nature. And again, the local law enforcement agencies, they're not going to be with it, all right? Because, a lot of these guys in these local law enforcement agencies, and even some in the military, because, they're going to use the military, all right? But a lot of these guys, they're sort of like patriotic, and they don't believe in, doing pretty much, violating people's rights and things of that nature. They believe it goes against, the morals and things of that nature. So they're not going to be with it. All right. And, with that being said, all right, this is why they're going to get someone who will do it. All right. Let me get this real quick. Lord's will, this does not stop recording on me. Jeremiah 51:30. It says, the mighty men of Babylon, and this more so here is going into, again, local law enforcement agencies, all right, the military, soldiers and things of that nature, all right. It says, the mighty men of Babylon have forborne to fight. So you see, again, why are these guys not going to be up for the task of enforcing these certain restrictions and regulations and things of that nature, because something along the lines of them being patriotic, and they believe it's it pretty much like goes against their morals to conduct these things. All right, they believe in freedom for the people and things of that nature. Patriotic. All right, because these people, well, some of them, all right, for the most part, they actually get into the police academy and the military and things of that nature, because, again, for the most part, some of these guys, they actually believe in, doing good, and doing right. They swore an oath, and, they believe in upholding that oath, some of them for the most part. So again, they're not going to be with this whole, going against people's rights, and things of that nature. So this is why, again, it says, the mighty men of Babylon have forborne to fight. It says, they have remained in their holds. Their might hath failed. They became as women. They have burned her dwelling places. Her bars are broken. Yeah, because also, all right, you're going to have a lot of these guys saying the hell with that, quitting their jobs, leaving the military and things of that nature, because, again, things are going to spiral out of control. It's just, things are just going to get to a point where it's just too much for them to handle. So a lot of them are just going to say the hell with it and quit, leave, resign, or whatever. All right, because it's going to be too much for them to bear. All right, like the first clip I played. All right, and many other clips. If you paid attention. All right, throughout this year, cops getting run off the block, and vehicles are getting smashed and trashed. All right, cops are getting beat up, and now you're having physical altercations between civilians and these law enforcement agencies, and even some places shootouts. All right, because again, eventually, man, it's going to intensify to where you're going to have cops, basically like being a target, and military they're going to be targets. And, people are going to be coming after them and things of that nature. So again, it's going to get to a point where it's just overwhelming, and a lot of these guys, man, they're going to say the hell with that. All right, and they're going to leave. All right, and this is why, again, because eventually, man, like we've been saying, man, eventually, you're gonna have, shootouts, man. Live bullets, live rounds. All right, and again, a lot of these people, they're not gonna be with it, man. They're gonna be, they think it's gonna be ethnically, if I said that right, immoral. All right. But again, with that being said, all right, they're just going to get someone to do it, which would be those foreign troops. All right, those FEMA troops and Gurkha troops and things of that nature. All right. I'll go ahead and get into that. Jeremiah 1:14, it says, Then Yahweh said unto me, Out of the north an evil shall break forth upon all the inhabitants of the land. For lo, I will call all the families of the kingdoms of the north, saith Yahweh, and they shall come, and they shall set everyone his throne at the entering of the gates of Jerusalem, and against all the walls thereof round about, and against all the cities of Judah. All right, because again, because America is also known as the virgin daughter of Babylon. All right, why? Because concerning warfare, America has not been touched. This is a land that has not been invaded. All right, but that's going to soon change. All right, because you're going to have different, once these wars break out, you're going to have America is eventually going to start getting invaded by these different foreign troops and things of that nature. All right, and again, that includes different FEMA troops and Gurkha troops, UN troops. All right, and they're known for they're notorious, those UN troops. All right, for what they do in other countries, how they rape women and things of that nature. They're notorious for these things. They have a bad reputation, and nevertheless they're going to start coming here. All right, and then it's going to be even worse, because these different foreign troops, man, they already have a disdain for America. All right, they already hate America and Americans as it is, and especially you Jakes. All right, and even more so because the scriptures talk about how, women are going to get ravished, houses are going to get rifled, children are going to get killed, and all type of stuff. Because you got, a lot of these women, posting naked photos and nude shots. All right. Basically, these online prostitutes, all right, exposing themselves. These guys, they see that stuff. And a lot of these people, man, they make themselves a target. So again, you can only imagine, what's going to be going down over here. Once this place starts getting touched and invaded. All right, but nevertheless, man, these troops, man, they're on their way, man. All right, this place is set to start getting invaded. Jeremiah 6:22. It says, "Thus saith Yahweh, behold, a people coming from the north country, and a great nation shall be raised from the sides of the earth. They shall lay hold on bow and spear. They are cruel and have no mercy." Yeah. Because again, man, you're going to have these, being that, these different local law enforcement agencies and these, military, U.S. military troops and things of that nature. All right. See, again, they have some type of morality, and they're not going to be down with, just gunning people down and things of that nature, because again, eventually it's going to get out of control, and, it's going to get to a point where it's just, pretty much, you got to do what you got to do, basically, like what's it called? Lethal force and things of that nature, but they're not going to be with it. So this is why they're going to call in cavalry that will do the job. And again, these different foreign troops, man, they're not going to have any emotion, all right, once they come over here and start doing the things that they do, all right, they're not going to show any mercy, all right. They're not going to give two damns in the world about these Americans, all right. It says, "Their voice roareth like the sea, and they ride upon horses set in array as men for war against thee, O daughter of Zion." Yeah, because even more so, all right, Jake is in trouble, all right. Hence the name Jacob's trouble, pursuant to Jeremiah 30:7, all right. And even more so because on a deeper aspect of it, all right, ultimately it's Yahweh Shem Shai putting his spirit on these different troops that are going to start invading this land to bring wrath and destruction, lamentation and woe, death. All right. So this is what's coming, man. I think that was all I had on that. Yeah, that was it on it as far as the precepts. But yeah, this is what's to expect. All right. And again, set this time in and time out. All right. Because like when you see in these neighborhoods, these local law enforcement agencies getting ran off the block and things of that nature. All right. The elites, man, they're allowing that to happen. All right. Esau, man, they have all type of drones and tanks, man. They got all type of stuff. They can easily, come in these neighborhoods and reclaim the precincts and maintain order. But again, they're allowing these things to happen. So it gives them the excuse to come in with these martial law troops and come down with that great wrath that it talks about in Revelations 12:12. All right. Because that's exactly what's about to happen. All right. They're about to come in, and they're not going to be playing games, especially with you so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians. So again, this is something to look forward to. All right, America it's about to be, again, it's known as the virgin daughter of Babylon, but eventually, because virgin, it's a like a woman that hasn't been touched, a virgin, and again, America hasn't been touched. It's concerning warfare, hasn't been invaded, but again, that's soon going to change drastically, dramatically. All right. And you're going to start seeing this land get invaded. All right. So that, just something to expect. All right. So with that, I'm going to give all credit to Yahweh Shem Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And until next time, Lord's will, Shalom.